On this week's episode of Ross and Jacob Talk Hyrox, we brought on one of our fellow Hyrox Workouts ambassadors, Vix, who we want to learn more about her journey from how she got into Hyrox to now the different races that she's running. So welcome, Vix.
Yeah,
Hey
welcome, Vic.
guys. Hi Ross. Hi Jacob. Thank you so much for having me here. Really excited to chat with you guys.
Um, so then how did you get into Hyrox then from um like what you're doing now. I want to know more about the VIX journey
The
from,
Vic's journey. God, well, where
yeah,
do I start? It's good.
start at the beginning.
Um, well, my background really is like weight training. So I started weight training like 4 years ago, when I was about 16 stone, so like 224 pounds, I think I must have been. um, and like bare basics. I'd never stepped foot in a gym before, like ever. So from 4 years ago to now is obviously it's quite a big difference um, in like my lifestyle, especially. And then it kind of grew from that. So I guess maybe you guys can relate. Once you find something that you really enjoy and it just clicks with you, right? And you get a lot of feel good, you see benefits in your mental health and your physical health. It all kind of trickled down into everything, and you continue want to push yourself right into that kind of positive direction. So I
Yeah,
guess when
definitely.
it was just like a natural, I guess, what's the word? I kind of like naturally evolved into finding high rocks, I suppose. But the only reason why I found it, I think, I don't know about you guys, was just through social media.
Oh,
I must have like stumbled across it. Um,
It wasn't social media for me, but I too accidentally found it. Myself, I was in the gym, and a few of the lads were looking to see what we could get into next. And after like a Google search or something like that, Hyrox came up. So I myself wasn't actively looking for Hyrox, so I accidentally came across that as well.
it's funny.
it was so much fun. Yeah, how about you, Jacob? Sorry, you go.
That's okay. No, I'm kind of like on the flip side. So I wouldn't really say that I like stumbled into it. I was more like the people at my gym were telling me that I should do it. There were people that um had done them before, and there was one coming up locally towards, a few months from the first one that I did, and they were like, "Jacob, you should do it. You'd be good at it. You should sign up. This is totally your jam." And I was honestly pretty resistant at the beginning. I was like, "Nah, I don't want to pay money to go work out, and you know, I don't know. I don't really need to. I'm not competitive, but I was just denying myself a good opportunity."
I
So I signed up, and it was the best thing ever.
Yeah, no looking back.
No.
Um, so when you came across it, Vic, like talk us through what like you've seen that on Instagram. Was it Instagram, I'm assuming, social media,
Yeah, it was.
something
I
like
think it
that?
was. Yeah, I think it was Instagram about like must have been autumn 24, I reckon. And it was just seeing these really incredible, strong women. I think it was like Lucy Proctor, Lucy Davies, Sinead Bent.
Yeah,
I think just to name a few.
yeah,
And I was like, my God, they look so, I was just in awe of their grit, their strength. It looked, obviously it looked hard, but um, yeah, they just inspired me really. I thought that looks like a lot of fun. I could
yeah. And you
let's have a
fancied
look
it?
into that. And I looked obviously into it and then understood kind of like the setup and the layout and what was expected of you. But at that time, it was just really like let's say like a dream. It was more of a, what's the word I'm trying to think of? I didn't think that I'd actually do it. Does that make sense? Like it was kind
Yeah,
of like I'd love to do that, but could I do it? Right?
Yeah, what
yeah.
got you to that point of being able to like pull the trigger to sign up, say, you know what, I'm doing it, and then Did you do it solo or doubles for the
No,
first?
so the story goes is actually so the amazing woman that I did my London double, so my first race, Sian, she actually approached me at our local gym really randomly to compliment me, bless her heart. It was a really wholesome, like little interaction. And she's turned out to be like one of my bestest friends. We just connected in lots of different ways, but our like training style is quite similar as well. So and we were kind of just chatting about like our goals and things that we would like to do or try. And that she was like, I'd love to do that. And then that was it. Because then obviously I had someone that would want to do it with me. And it was kind of like you had a bit of accountability there, right?
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and just having maybe someone to support you too at that particular time of my life. I was in a really toxic relationship back then, and I didn't have support to push me towards my goals, but everywhere else in my life I did. So she was one of those really positive people, really encouraging me to try and encourage, saying you can do it. Let's give it a go. But that particular year, like 2025, was really tricky to get tickets. I don't know if you felt that, Ross.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. I feel like now, if you're not in like a Hyrox affiliated gym, you're really struggling to get tickets on general sale. And I would agree that was like last year it seemed to just go
yeah,
mental, didn't it?
2025
Yeah,
was like
especially in the
trying to get
UK.
concert
Yeah,
tickets, like
yeah.
1 in 10,000 in the queue. You're like, what is going on?
No, definitely. I found that as well. Um, oh, well, that's interesting because in previous like episodes, me and Jacob have like we've sort of discussed what we thought like would benefit around not Hyrox racing itself, even just getting into Hyrox like training and stuff. And we said like the social element, like surrounding yourself with like-minded people. So that sounds like that's exactly what happened to you to get
Mhm.
you into that Hyrox race. So interested. So when you pulled the trigger, how long did you give yourself from booking the tickets to your first race? I mean,
Well, look,
we haven't introduced this week very well, but we know Vix through the Hyrox Workouts Ambassadors group. Vix is also a Hyrox Workouts Ambassador, so I know that you've raced back-to-back races quite quick, but everyone listening doesn't. So I'll let you explain that from not doing one, brand new to fitness, training for 4 years, from booking your first race to now you've got two under your belt. So yeah, how long did you give yourself from booking it up? What did you think training would look like? How did it look in the end, and sort of how did you fare in your race?
so obviously from December 24, we didn't actually manage to book any tickets until maybe that autumn, like as in or November 25
Yeah,
for London. But within that time, because by that we weren't part of Hyrox workouts, were we, until obviously later on in that year, or actually 2026. So we kind of just muddled through trying to figure out what we were doing. We were training once a week. I tried to get into running or started running, did couch to 5K, which was really, really hard, by the way, because I'm not a runner. I don't class myself as a runner at all. I don't think I ever will be.
no, well,
It's
you've done a high rocks now, so there's running in you,
I don't,
definitely.
that's what people keep saying, but my gosh, it's hard. Does it ever get easier? I don't think so. I
I'm
think you
with
just get used to.
Yeah, I'm with you, Vix. I am not a runner, and I don't think that I'll ever get to the point where I enjoy running. And I really envy the people who are like, I can't wait to go for a run today. And it's just not me. I look at the schedule and I look at what my training is, and if I see that there's a run today, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be
I
brutal.
know.
Yeah.
It's
And
hard. It's a long, hard slog, I tell you. I mean, my body, I haven't got a runner's body either, so I really do feel it. And I got an injury basically, I think, because of that.
yeah.
So I had to stop for a little while, which I was really worried about, like hindering my performance and my progression. But actually, it enabled me to just focus on other areas like the strength side and everything. Um, but we booked tickets in November 25.
Yeah,
And then at that sort of point, we were looking for a training program to kind of follow. And that's where we found Hyrox workouts. So that's kind of how that chapter kind of unfolded. And I mean, yeah, that was a really unexpected turning point for me personally, because I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for it and apply and see what happens. Like, why not? And obviously, like you guys, we were selected, and that kind of just reinforced that positivity that I could do it. I obviously got those training programs, which were invaluable. They've been invaluable, and they continue to be really invaluable for me in my journey. And I use them, you know, and advocate them all the time, because I think you really need to have a good, strong base of training behind you when you're trying something like this, especially as a beginner, because I had no idea what I was doing, and what it involved. You know, a lot of zone two, which I didn't realise, and that's probably been the area that I've improved most on and seen the most like dramatic,
Yeah.
um, what's the word? That I've just been able to excel in that. And that's a really, 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 really nice feeling, because I've got the strength behind me with my weight training for 4 years. Like I don't struggle necessarily with the weight side of stuff. It's more the endurance. Um, so yeah, it's been really, really, it's been hard work trying to fit it around obviously being a single parent. My training days were kind of like sporadic a little bit. It's like one week I'd train 5 days in a row, the next week I'd only have two. So a lot of the time I'd be doubling up, going in early in the morning and then going in the evening. But their training, you know, Hyrox workouts programs, they're pretty good, because you can manage it in how you want to, right? You've got like a
Yeah.
baseline of what you need to fit in, but as long as you can get it in,
Hmm.
you're doing what you need to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, just something we've spoke about in previous weeks. It's like everyday people doing high rocks with busy lives, families, jobs. It is hard to get all the necessary training in, and you do just have to manage with what you've got. So just what you're saying there is brilliant, that you're getting the training in as and when you can. And if that does look like one busy week and a little bit of a quieter week in terms of training, obviously you're busy elsewhere, and that's why that's perfect. And it obviously shows that that can be done, because it's got you through two races now.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's just consistency. Like you guys would know yourselves, you've just got to be consistent with it and have that commitment there, because you
Yeah.
can't achieve what you want to achieve if you don't have a level of determination and commitment to
Yep.
what you want to get. And I
Yeah.
think
Definitely.
that's in any aspect of your life, but especially with something like this, or any kind of training goals, you if you want to achieve it, you've got to commit to it and give it the
Definitely.
time.
Definitely. You've mentioned well, not a shock, those weren't your words, but a little bit of a misconception of the amount of zone two stuff you need. I was going to say, what is the biggest misconception you've come across from what you expected in high rocks training to now, after going
Hmm.
through it like a training block? Is that the biggest one, or is there anything else that you've sort of surprised yourself with in terms of training?
I think I've seen, I think that's probably the most thing that I've for me personally, so far in my journey, that's what I've noticed for sure. And also the level of, I mean, it's a running race, isn't it, really? Let's be honest. I know everyone keeps
Yeah.
saying it. Oh, it's not, but it 100% is. You've got to run. You've got to do that zone two work. I don't, like I said, I don't run a lot, but I run. A lot of my zone two work, I kind of like long sessions are on bikes, because of my hip flexor. I have a bit of a dodgy hip flexor, unfortunately. And that's how I got an injury, because I was pushing my running too much. But I wouldn't have known that, obviously, until I kind of started that training program and then sustained the injury and thought, what's going on?
Hmm.
Oh, wait, it's my
Yeah.
hip flexor. I can't be running this much. I've got to tone it
Yep.
down a little bit. What else can I do?
But it's so good that you were able to listen to your body and find another solution, because I think that one of the biggest misconceptions that, not necessarily for the race, but for training, that I've found is a lot of people think I have to run more. I have to run more in order to be able to sustain the the duration of the race, which yeah, kind of. You need to be able to run a little bit because that's what the race requires. But to your point, you can sit on the bike for 90 minutes, you know,
And
once,
build that
twice,
engine up.
twice a week. Yeah, and you can
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
build the engine up bigger. I would argue that if you can spend 90 minutes twice a week on a bike and then maybe do one or two runs a week, I think you can build a bigger engine that way than you can just solely running because you can do a lot more volume. It's a lot less
Yeah,
damage
for
on the
sure.
body, so you repair faster, um, cross training. Anyway, but I'm curious. So your first race was London, and
Yeah.
so go like walk us through what it was like going into that race. So you got the tickets. Now you're training. You found Hyrox workouts. You are, training with your partner. What was, leading up to maybe like the 4 or 5 weeks or so until the race? What was that experience like? And then talk us through like race day.
Well, about 6 weeks before the race is when my hip flexor flared up again.
Jeez,
I know it's
Panic
bad, isn't it?
stations.
scary.
Honestly, and I was so gutted. I was obviously stressing out about it because we'd done all this work. I was improving so much in my running. I was smashing out 10-kilometer runs a week. And I was also, doing runs with the Hyrox workouts programs, which probably accumulate to about a 5-kilometer run as well within the week. So that's a lot of running for me. But I went and had a sports massage, and she said, you need to just not run. You need to rest your lower body and just give it time. So there's me, rest, recovery, all the stretches in the world, massage gun, you know. And look, it worked. I gave myself, I think, about 3 weeks. She said 3 weeks because then I went back, and she gave me the all clear, just said, go easy. Um, so that was a bit of a scare.
And
But
were
I
you
mean, you
were
go
were you
on.
co- sorry, were you completely off it during that period of time? Just like,
No, so I just did upper body stuff.
okay.
I just did upper body workouts and just lowered, no lower. It was no lower really. And if I did anything, I might have done a couple zone two on the bike. I tried it at first after 2 weeks to see if it would aggravate it, and it didn't. So I persevered with that. And that's kind of when I realized was like a secret ingredient for me. That zone two on the bike is where it's at for me for
Mm-hmm.
long distance. If I need to build that up. Um,
Yeah.
so that's kind of what I'm sticking with now. But you guys must relate, like when that D-Day comes, how do you explain that to people? It is such a weird and surreal experience because you've, from like a glimmer of thought, for me, especially on my phone, let's see, looking at social media, like, oh, I'd really like to do that, to like a year later, actually getting into London at London Olympia. It's just such a surreal experience. And
It was.
I had like every intention to record and vlog it, but I just couldn't because I just wanted to be present and take it all in.
Yeah. I remember I was so nervous. Um, there was a lot of excitement in there, but like I was just honestly so nervous. I've shared a couple of stories with Jacob, like my first race experience, which I'll not go into it and stuff. But like I just wasn't prepared enough, I don't think. So I didn't really know what to expect. So when I got there and seeing the atmosphere and everything, it really just hit us, and I was so nervous. Messed up on my stations. But like it was just a good way to ease myself into Hyrox because it was a relay race for me. So we used it as like a learning experience. Probably should have done all of that beforehand, but we like learned on the job. But the biggest takeaway from me was like, just like how much I did enjoy it. Yeah, I was nervous before the start, but once you did start, and even though I was making mistakes, I just loved the race, everything about it. Atmosphere, just everyone had a good time. We made a weekend out of it. We went out in Glasgow and stuff. So Yeah, I was nervous, but I just remember enjoying the race so much. And that night after the race, we were all on our phones looking for where we could book the next city break, where our next race was. It just got a hold of us straight away. So yeah, absolutely loved it.
Mine
What about
was,
you, Jacob?
yeah, mine was, um, I dove straight into the deep end. So there's a friend of mine who he had done it once or twice before, but he really wanted to do a pro doubles race. And I was like, okay, like
Oh my
let's do
gosh.
it. I don't know what to expect because he told me the weights of like the sleds because that's the difference really in the race
Yeah.
is the weight. And he told me I was like, oh, okay, like I can lunge, 75 pounds or 70 pounds or whatever it is, and I can. It's a heavy sled, but like I can push that much weight. Um, and so I really didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I did a lot of group fitness, hit workouts. So I just knew that I'm comfortable being with a high heart rate for a long time. And our goal was to do it in about an hour. And I knew that I could hold my heart rate really high for about an hour because of the workout classes. So I was like, I'll be fine. That wasn't the case. I just like start to finish, I was dying. I did not prepare well at all for the race. I way underestimated the running. In my head, 1 kilometer, I'm like, oh, it's just like 2.5 laps
Yeah.
around a track. That's no big deal. I can do that no problem. Um, but I failed to account for not really being able to rest at all, how fast my partner wanted to move, also, like how fast an hour actually is to get through the full race. Um, so I was definitely during the race dying, but leading up to it, I was very excited. It felt kind of like I was a little kid again, getting ready for my sports, matches, if it was a
Yeah.
basketball game or tennis or whatever. It was that same like butterflies in my stomach, nervous, excited energy. There was also a lot of people from my gym that went and competed at the same one, so I spent the whole day cheering them on, which was a lesson learned. I will never spend that much time at a Hyrox event before my race ever again because being there, you walk in and it's such an electric environment and it's like a concert or a music festival meets this fitness competition and you want to soak it all in, you want to be really present, but also at the same time, I'm very introverted. So if I spend a lot of time in an environment like that, I can feel my energy tank just slowly, slowly, slowly depleting. And
It does
so
take it out of you. Honestly, it does.
it does. Um,
Just being in the arena, yeah.
the lights, the music, the noise, it's so much stimulation. And so by the time I got to the race, well, two things. By the time I got to the race, I was already a little bit tired because of how much energy I'd spent, but I had some caffeine and kind of like perked myself back up and was ready to go. Now adrenaline was rushing. But also, I didn't eat enough either for like, that's something I've still been trying to figure out and get really locked in is how much do I eat throughout the
Yeah.
day and how soon before the race. So it was an awesome, awesome. Like I'll never forget my first
No.
High Rocks race. Such an incredible experience. So many lessons learned. But at the end of the day, it was just an amazing, really cool thing.
Yeah, definitely. So the race itself, Fix, how did it go? How did you find your
Mhm.
first one? So you've put all the
Well,
work in,
yeah,
um,
so obviously
nerves, everything. Yeah, talk us through
it
it.
was really great. It was really great having my partner Sean there with me. She was nearly crying actually at the start. And I was more like a bunny ready to go, like a racing bunny. I was full of energy, really excited. So we agreed that we had like a bit of a plan of what we wanted to do,
Yeah,
but
how'd you split
we're
it
really
up?
good. Yeah, we're really good at communicating though. So we sort of also agreed that if it wasn't going to plan, that we or one of us was struggling, that we would alter it. Like it wasn't set in
Yeah,
stone. I think it's really
yeah,
important to have that level of communication with each other.
definitely.
My job was to keep track of our running pace. on my watch, just because we both were new at running and we knew that we were really going to struggle with that. We needed to pace ourselves basically from the get-go. So that was our main goal at the very beginning. And we stuck to pace. We stuck to it and we were doing really good. Um, felt really good. The stations were pretty strong. I actually have to say though, when was it? I think it was a sled push. I actually felt like I was going to vomit at
Oh,
one
really?
point. Yeah, I really felt. I thought, oh my gosh, I don't. I need to like just breathe here for a second. I
Yeah. Did
don't
that worry
feel
you like so early in the race?
a little bit, but
Yeah.
I don't really know why. I wonder whether it was just all my like all the nerves and because we'd just obviously done that was the second station, isn't it? Sled push. So
Yeah.
I reckon it was just my heart rate was probably just starting to stay at the high end. And it takes, you know what it's like. It takes, you could be doing this training with your heart rate really high for months on end, but it takes a little while, like at least 15 minutes for me to feel like I'm okay in it. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? Like to
Yeah,
settle into
definitely.
that heart rate. It doesn't matter how often you do it, you've got like a grace period of where you need to settle in. So I think maybe that was that grace period for me. Um, but the rest of the time, we were, as I said, we were communicating really well. We split the stations how we wanted to. I sweat buckets when I train really hard like that. So I was pouring with sweat, like it was dripping off my nose, my elbow. Not attractive at all, but you know, it is what it is. And like towards the end, so we did the burpees, and that's when I think bless Sean, she was starting to struggle just slightly. And she got some really bad cramps towards the end, which meant that we slowed down, which is absolutely fine because you need to slow down. I don't know how she pushed through running with cramp in both legs. But I honestly don't know how she did it, but she did it.
Yeah.
Like we slowed right back, and the wall balls were just I can't even explain to you how incredible it felt to get to that point. And that was when fatigue hit for me. Like you might have seen one of my reels that I that I posted of my face. Like it was just
I've
pure
seen that one, yeah.
struggle. But I
Yeah.
promise you, I was loving it. I was loving it. But at that moment, it was my legs, every squat was like shaking. They were just trembling. But I
Yeah.
think it just proves to you how your mind over matter, your mind really is the strongest muscle or driving force of your body. You know, if you're going to get through it, you're going to get through it. You just got to keep focus and breathe. And having all our loved ones, we had such wonderful people come with
Mm.
us as well to support us for that race. You could hear them shouting and they made signs. And I think that also really, really gives you a little bit of oomph, right? When you're so close to the end as well, like you can see the finish line and, you know, they're shouting, you know, 3 more reps.
Yeah, it
Um,
does definitely push you on, 100%.
I think we got 1:35, which we were so happy with, especially because it was our first race and we got a 2 minute penalty. I think we around what was it? We think it's around Farmers Carry because I didn't realise you had to do 2 laps. I thought you had to walk out of the
The gate.
what the gate, yeah,
Gosh,
and
yeah.
then swap. So I just literally stepped out and then realised and stepped back
Oh
and then
no.
Sean took over. And I don't, that's the only thing that I can think of as why we got a 2 minute penalty. I can't think of any other reason because we didn't, yeah, that's the only thing that we could think of. It doesn't actually specify, does it, what it is, which I think
No,
is really, really bad because how to understand how your race goes or how it went and to improve, it would be really beneficial for them to tell you exactly what it was. I don't
Yeah,
know if you
definitely. I
guys
mean,
feel like that.
well, yeah, I went through that in my last race. I finished the race and I had a 2 minute penalty. And it turned out to be on the farmer's carry. And I was asking the head judge and everything, but even they didn't know what it was for. Anyway, long story short, that got rescinded, which you'll have seen in like the chats and stuff. But it was because the sensors didn't pick us up going round on me second lap, which I did. So a 2 minute penalty, I think, on the farmer's carry is a mislap. So if that's what you've done, the
Yeah, well,
sensors would obviously picked you up going out, so that's just assumed you've took off.
no,
Yeah, which sounds
I
like a harsh
definitely did
penalty
a second
considering
lap,
you
I
would.
tell
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. So
Oh, well,
can't be held.
never mind. I know for next time.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I
Learn
was.
from mistakes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna ask you, and we might run out of time in this meeting because I think we only have 4 minutes left or so. But what was your biggest lesson learned from the first race?
Biggest lesson learned from the first race.
Yeah,
To be honest, it went so smoothly. I felt that I could have pushed it a bit harder personally, but because it was the first race, we just wanted to enjoy it.
Yeah,
Like Ross said, it was kind of when it's. I didn't have any expectations really put on our. We didn't have any time that we wanted to meet. We just wanted to really engross ourselves in it. But biggest lesson, that's quite a hard one because I loved it all. I because there was no pressure. I didn't put any pressure on
yeah,
myself.
yeah,
I didn't feel like let's say failed or anything because that's just
no,
that you would never fail anyway. But um, I worked as hard as I wanted to in that race. The only annoying thing was the farmers.
yeah. As
But
long as you know that
that's
you've put everything in, isn't it? That job
yeah,
done.
but exactly. I think we just reveled in the fact that we were able to actually complete a goal of ours that we had for over a year
it's
and
amazing.
thoroughly
That's
enjoyed it and we
class.
put everything into it.
I
Yeah,
love
no,
that.
that's class.
So then, how soon after did you sign up for the second one?
Well, yeah, I already booked Cardiff before I did London.
I was gonna say, I'm sure, was it like 3 or 4 weeks after you
Yeah,
finished? You were racing again? Yeah.
I was like 5 weeks, I think. It was
Five.
five
Yeah.
weeks. Yeah, is that, I think that just goes to show that I am a beginner, right? Because I just didn't even think about it.
That's class.
Um, and it was that second race actually was with a different partner. It was with someone else. It was with Rachel, who's a stronger runner. So that was exciting that she was probably going to push me with the running, which was where I could shave off quite a lot of our time or my time from London.
Yeah.
Um, but I was poorly for like 2 weeks after London. I caught some kind of flu or something. So that wasn't fun.
No, I
So
bet. I bet.
training, yeah, was just held off for like 2.5 weeks, which really sucked.
I think it
I
is
was
quite
just
quite
gonna ask
common
that.
though, because I after basically all of my races, I don't, it's for one reason or another, I haven't pinpointed it, but I usually come down with some sort of little cold, something
No
that puts,
way.
yeah, I mean,
I'm the same.
you're pushing hard, your nervous system is, you've really like pushed your body, and I don't know how else to describe it. It's just like you've exerted yourself so hard, and your body has to come down from this like crazy intense feeling. And for me, I know that I also don't immediately probably do all the things to take really good care of myself after the race. Like I'm not don't immediately get to the shower because I have to travel back home or to the hotel or whatever. Don't immediately eat food, don't really get that great of a night's sleep because I'm still all hyped up and excited about the race. So all of those factors I think make the immune system a little bit less sharp. And then also I'm traveling, so maybe I have to get on an airplane and now I'm around all of these other icky people. So that's just I always get sick though. That's what happened to me after Monterey, after Vegas.
Oh no
I'm the
way,
same.
you're sick
Honestly, I'm
after
the same.
Vegas. No.
I was sick before Vegas. I did the whole race sick because my
Did
fiance,
you?
yeah, she had the flu. leading up to the race, and I was fighting it. Yeah, leading up to the race, I was just trying to dodge my fiance. She had the flu the whole week, and I was not didn't want to hug her, didn't want to kiss. I was so cautious because you know, not because I don't love her, but because I had trained so hard for this. I was spending so much time running because my partner for that race was much, much faster than I was, and I knew that I was gonna have to keep up with him. So I yeah, just brutal. And so I ran the whole race a little bit sick, and then immediately after that race, just full blown like sneezing.
Wipe out.
Yeah, I was down for the count for a few days.
Trooper for getting through it though.
Yeah, but it's crazy. And then immediately after the race, I'm like, when's the next one I'm gonna do? It's
It doesn't
just
put you off at all, does it?
no, I'm a
No.
psycho. Sign up for one, do one race, sign up for three more, and then do one race, sign up for three more. It's just it. I just love the training. Honestly, I love the
Yeah,
racing. I love the racing, but I really, really love all the training and having something to like accomplish each day.
most
So that's it
definitely.
for me. I've mentioned that before, but I like having structure in my training. I like having something to look forward to. So without Hyrox races, I do get a little bit lost in my training. So yes, I love the race and I love the experience, but it's everything that comes with it. It's the 10 to 12 week block, the 8 week block, whatever you're left with. Yeah, I just like structure. And I'll repeat myself, but I do get a little bit lost. So just having something there to work towards, and put all your efforts into that's it for me. That's what I really enjoy.
I'm the same. I can't walk into the gym without not knowing what I'm doing. I have to, and I stick to it as well. You know, some people like they deviate from it. I'm like, absolutely not.
Yeah,
I've got something I need to do today. I'm going to make sure I do it, or I might swap the days out
Mhm.
depending on my time. But
yeah, time. Yeah,
that block will get done. And I think that's where you see that improvement, though. Especially, I think the race day is where you get excited because you actually can see the benefits of what you've been putting in, right?
yeah, definitely.
How did you
Just
structure your training during your block leading up to your races? I know that you talked about the Hyrox workouts program and how you followed that, but did you still continue to include some of the strength training that you were doing before, or was it solely Hyrox workouts?
No,
And how did you kind
yeah.
of
So
break it up?
yeah, I had to. I missed my upper body day. I really enjoy my upper body days. It took a long time to get there for me, but now I really enjoy them. And I did strip them back quite a bit just because of the volume that I needed to concentrate for the race with the Hyrox workouts plan. Obviously, there are areas that they do incorporate some upper body strength because you have to have upper body strength to do the functional workouts, right?
yeah.
They weren't massively challenging for me for that. So there may have been a sneaky upper body day that I might have chucked in there if I had.
A back workout by any chance?
Yeah, sure, yeah, maybe. What can I
I stuck Vix's Instagram page on before, so when you get a chance, have a look because Vix is strong.
say? Well, it's taken a long time to get there. Anyway, um, so yeah, I might have snuck a cheeky back session in there occasionally, but for the most part, I really did focus on sticking to the plan that Hyrox Workouts gave me because I wanted to make sure that I'd put everything into that to gain what I wanted out of it, and it's worked. So, but for now, because obviously I haven't got any races coming up. I've gone back to my strength training a little bit with a couple of zone two stuff in there because I need to keep that up. If
Yeah,
I want to be obviously competing, I need to make sure that I'm still building on that and maintaining what I've spent so long building. So my
yeah.
training now really is it's strength with a bit of zone two, like running, etc. thrown
That's
in to
exactly
give
what
it
I'm
a,
doing. That's
oh,
exactly
is
what I'm
it?
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously I've got a few races under my belt now, and I was saying I feel like it's been 2 years non-stop, back-to-back races, training block after training block. So I worked out that I had quite quite a spell be between now or 4 weeks ago to when I'll need to start my next block ready for like the next season, October. Um, so yeah, I've just went back to basics. I'm doing 8 weeks lifting body recomposition block, with a couple of easy runs in there as well because I love running. So I just want to keep that in with me training. But yeah, I'm loving it. I think my body is thanking us for it as well. Just the not having the double threshold days or the double training days or the high intensity or as much anyway. So yeah, my body's just getting a well earned maybe, but enjoyable rest anyway, and I'm loving just lifting weight.
Yeah, I missed it. I really did miss it, I have to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
How about you, Jacob?
Yeah, well,
Jacob's in a 6 month training block now.
yeah, I
Six
don't.
months?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, what?
so I from the last race, so I went kind of back to back to back races rather quick. So I did Anaheim in December, Phoenix mixed doubles in January, Las Vegas pro doubles again in February, and then just wrapped up Monterey in April. So the biggest gap I had between any race was 8 weeks, and it didn't it gave me plenty like time to improve, but nothing super significant. Like I definitely my aerobic base got bigger. I definitely got stronger and sharper on the stations. My technique improved, and I was doing a lot of studying too and training really hard. But I hadn't done any sort of really long structured training block. And I told myself I was going to take some time off between Monterey and like maybe pick back up at the beginning of May, but I lied and I took 2 days. I took like 2 or 3 days off and I was like, I got to get back into it. And so basically, it's my next big race isn't until December of this year. It'll be Anaheim again, and I'm gonna run it back with the partner that I just did Monterey with, and we have to break an hour because now it's two times. We did 103, and then we just did 101, and so now we have to. But
That
I,
time is madness to me, Jacob. My God.
yeah, it
Pro
Wow.
feels.
weight as well. Pro weight.
I
Thank you.
just am mind blown to watch that. I mean, in awe of your running pace must be pretty quick.
I mean, when I'm out there, I feel really slow because I feel like when I'm out there, I'm just dying. Your legs can barely, you're just trying to run so hard and your legs are like, this is all I got. This is all I can do. So, um, yeah, like th basically I have one race or I'm doing two races in September at the same event with some friends. So it's going to be more of like a fun environment. Um, and it's at altitude also, so naturally you're just going to be a little bit slower. Um, so that will be like a good check-in point in time. So that's in September. So I started this block mid-April, so May, June, July, August, September. So it's going to be 5 months of just like I'm not really doing any Hyrox movements until after that race is over. This whole 5 months is just like zone two, strength training, lots of weightlifting, and long aerobic, you know, 60, 70, 90-minute runs,
Yeah.
and then sprinkling in some like hard threshold sessions either on the bike or runs. And then just to keep myself sane because they're fun for me, I like, the hit circuits. So, throw in maybe once every other week or so, like a high intensity circuit. So it's going to be like that for like 5 months. And then after that, I'll start to layer in
Yeah.
more compromised running or more threshold sessions just to make sure that I'm peaking and in the right fitness at the right time. So now
That
we're
sounds fun, to be
in the
fair. Sounds like you
yep, it
got it all
does.
worked out. I look forward to
Hmm.
seeing the results, is all I have to say.
Yeah, me too. The goal is to be unrecognizable by December. I want my friends and just myself to like look at my performance in this upcoming December and be like, he's a different
It's that,
animal.
yeah,
You've
I have
got
no
it.
doubt. If you stick to
You've
that,
got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
no
definitely.
doubt in my mind, man.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you too, Vix, because you talked about having kind of like a naggy hip flexor,
Mhm.
and then, you know, none of us are full-time athletes either. We all have, normal jobs. You have children, so that poses its own, um, challenges. How do you recover? Like, how do you t like, what do you do to make sure that you don't get injured?
I'm not very good with that.
Mm.
I'm probably like my own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Um, I always feel like I should be doing to be. I always feel like I should be doing more. When actually doing less is probably a good thing, right? As I said, like my weeks can be a bit sporadic. So sometimes I do 5 training days in a row, and then I've got like 2 days off. And
Yeah.
then some weeks I'm only training 2 days in a row, and I've got 5 days off because I have the children. So to rest and recover, really, I'm trying to focus on my protein. My food is really important. I need that somewhere that sometimes I falter a little bit, and there's something that I could definitely improve on because obviously we need to be fueling our body properly. So making sure that I hit those goals every day, or
Do
try
you,
my best to at least about 80-90%. I pretty much stick to it.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you track your food?
Loosely.
Yeah.
I guess after training for 4 years, you kind of get a general idea, right, of what you need, what you need to be eating. But
Definitely.
I weigh out my protein and I weigh out my carbs mostly if I'm not 100% sure. So,
Yeah.
but I'm people might find it really boring, but I have the same breakfast and the same lunch pretty much every day.
Me too. Me too.
Like it's just I enjoy it. So why do I need to change? And it gives me what I need. So I'm gonna
Exactly.
stick with it.
You know it works. It's repeatable. I'm exactly the
Yeah,
same. Yeah.
100%. So call me boring, but it works. So there we are. So
Not at
food's
all.
really important. Yeah.
I think that that's great.
Yeah, just stretch and recovery basically. Just stretching. I need to make sure that I stretch. I'm not very great with that at home. I
No,
might
neither am
stretch
I.
when I'm at the gym.
I could definitely stretch more.
I
So that's
Yeah, it's challenge. I started now because before I would just have it scheduled as like this is my active recovery day, and I would just end up not doing anything and just saying that that's recovery. But I was maybe watching TV or maybe go for a walk or something, but now I have actually like programmed recovery, like mobility, where I follow these YouTube videos of just like different stretches for either my and like mobility exercises for my hips or shoulders, because I'm tired of like I get for me I get it's not my hip flexor, it's more like my hip on the outside, like my glutes, the outside of my glutes, kind of like the hip socket gets tight, and then it just like kind of radiates through different parts of my leg. And for me, it's always nagging if I don't cool down properly or if I'm not stretching or not warming up well, if I just jump straight into a run or a workout, I'll pay for it. And so I try to now really prioritize. I sit in my recovery boots. I bought these like compression
Oh,
boots.
I've seen them. Are they
Yeah,
really good investment? I've tried them. It
yeah,
felt like I was on a cloud. It
it's
was
the
the most
best.
weird experience ever. I mean, amazing, but it was really peculiar.
I could see that. Yeah, I mean, I don't, it was never like a weird adjustment for me. I think I mean, you're rendered useless kind of for however long you sit in them because you can't go anywhere. You just have to wait until it's done or end it short. But this whole time that we've been talking, I sit in my boots. So
Have you got them on now?
yeah, I got them on now.
Hey.
Yeah, and so I just have the massager going, and it helps, I think, with circulation. They were, I got like a knockoff version on Amazon, and it was $150. So I don't know, that might be I think
Oh, I don't know what
your
the
guy,
conversion
I
is.
think your guys'
It's not far
currency is
off.
stronger. I think so. Maybe for you, like 140,
Yeah,
135.
it's not far off. It'll be about 135, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And
So
you use them every week, do you, Jacob?
I use them every day. I
Every
like
day.
every day. I
So
sit
you
in
got your
them.
money's worth there then, man.
Definitely, definitely. And I think they're really easy. You just put them on, you press the button, and then you sit, on the computer, watch TV, do whatever you're doing, and 30 minutes at a time, 25 minutes, and it's for me, I feel like it has helped a lot.
Well, I had those after my sports massage.
Yeah.
That was like included in my package. And she told me all the benefits of it. So it's really definitely an investment. And they actually have them, don't they, at the Hyrox
At the end of the race,
events
yeah.
Yeah.
that you
I've
can
never gotten the
use.
chance to sit in them. They're always other people are always
Yeah.
sitting in them.
I've never I've never tried them ever.
Oh,
Really?
you're missing out,
Nah,
Ross.
nah.
You need to be getting yourself some or
I'm gonna
booking
have to have a
yourself
look on
a
Amazon now,
sneaky little
yeah.
sports massage somewhere
Yeah.
because
Yeah. It's great.
it's really good. They make you feel sleepy. I'm surprised that Jacob's not half asleep, to be fair, because I'd be.
No,
It
it's
made me
great.
feel so relaxed.
It is super
No, I'll have to
relaxing.
try them.
I definitely don't want to get up immediately after. I'm just kind of like
Mhm.
mush.
He's
So
floating.
yeah, exactly. Are are your kids, you mentioned he's 10. Is he in like wanting to do like a Young Stars High Rocks? Do you want him to do one?
Oh, do you know what? I reckon he'd really want to for sure. I've touched on. They didn't come and watch me, to be
Uh-huh.
fair, unfortunately, on my race, both of my races, just because um the first time they were with their dad, which was fine, and the second time it was in Cardiff, and we just couldn't get. We
Too
had no
far.
family members that could come with us. Yeah, so they did their own thing with another family member, but. I've touched on obviously what I've been doing, and they've been seeing me train for this for a long time. So they often ask, and I'd love him to do something like that. I know that that's something that they've started, right? Because I'm
Yeah.
sure they had them. They had one at Cardiff on one of the days
Hmm.
for the youngsters. So I don't know whether he'd do it by himself though. I think he'd probably want either me or do it with like another friend.
Yeah, I think they've done it at Olympia as well, I think they
Oh
had
no way!
the balcony.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure they had the kids running around there, getting involved
Oh,
in, and I can't remember when that was. Though it may have been after you race Olympia
yeah,
though.
I don't think it was on the day that I was because you could walk around the balcony on the day that we were there on the
Yeah.
Sunday. So that might have
No,
been a
it's good
different day.
that
It might have been the Saturday.
maybe it's good that they're getting the kids into it though. It looks like I've seen the videos on Instagram. There's little, I don't know how old the lad was. His dad was on burpee stations and he was dropping down doing the burpees at the same time. It was so
Oh, the
good.
little baby.
Yeah, yeah, just on
Yeah,
the other
no, I've
side of the
seen
barrier.
that.
Yeah, you've seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's so
that
good.
baby's form was like top
Yeah,
notch.
might have been two no reps in there, but I'll let him off.
No, I think it's really important to inspire young children, the next
Yeah,
generation.
definitely.
And that's one thing that I really kind of hope has trickled down with my kids. They've seen my transformation, not just physically, but mentally in our, with our situation and everything. So um, I've always instilled that you can do anything you put your mind to. So yeah, I might put it to him. So let's see whether he wants to give it a go.
Yeah,
Definitely
I
let
love
us
that.
know.
You'll have to report back.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, well, this has been fun. This is good. I'm glad that you joined us, Fix, for this
No, I've had a
content.
really, really good time. Thank you
Yeah,
so much for inviting me. Hopefully we can do another one sometime soon.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm free for a chat anytime. It's been really great to catch up with you guys.
That's
Hopefully
been
we can
brilliant. Thanks
collab
for coming
another
on.
time.
Absolutely. Excited
Yeah.
to continue to hear. So when is your next race, did you
Oh,
say?
I haven't got another one. I'm hoping to
Okay.
get Birmingham. So Birmingham should hopefully be released. Is it the end of
I
May,
think
Ross?
it's
Is that
I,
right?
th- I think it's early access is the 20th, and I think general maybe the 22nd, but don't quote us
Yeah,
on the exact days. But I think it's next week.
yeah, I think it's either next week or the week after. So
Yeah,
I'll have your fingers crossed. Are you going to try and get tickets as well, Ross? Are you not sure? Oh,
I
lucky.
swore. So I swore I was never going to race Birmingham again.
What?
But
We won't go
I,
into it now. Okay.
yeah. But now I think I'm gonna. I think I've talked myself into racing it again, just trying to better that result. Um,
There we
just so I
go
can
then.
compare. Yeah. So there you go. I think I've talked myself into it. So I'll be in the queue, no doubt.
Of course you have. So hopefully Birmingham, we'll see. Obviously, it just depends whether we can get in and get tickets. It's
Yeah.
all dependent on that
Yeah,
at the
that's
end of
it.
the day. All we can do is try. But for the meantime, it's just strength training and with a bit of zone two runs and biking thrown in there. So yeah. And obviously we've got
No,
quite a few Hyrox workout stuff coming up, which is exciting for all of
Hmm.
us
yeah. Look
UK
for
lot.
yeah,
Thanks,
yeah. Look
Jacob.
forward to the
I
meetup.
know.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. I gotta take a trip to the UK. Come do a race with everyone. Plan one for next year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I think that would be really good fun.
definitely.
Yeah. Well, all right. I
Yeah,
think
well,
we.
thanks for coming on, Vix.
No
And
problem.
I hope you get sorted with a Burnham ticket next week.
Hmm.
Yeah, you too. I'll touch base with you next week and see how you get on.
Yeah, brilliant. Sounds good.
All right then. Cheers,
Well,
guys.
thank you both.
See
Thank
you
See
you
you later.
guys.
later.
Thank you.
Always
Bye.
fun. Talk to you later. Bye.